I will refer only to my activity, leaving the other members of the presidency and the board, the vice presidents, the secretary general, and the treasurer, as I said, to present their work separately. On 9 and 10 November 2018, I attended the board and the CPME General Assembly, as well the meetings of the presidents of the National Medical Associations and European Medical Association at Geneva. During informal meetings, I had discussions with Roman Krajewski, who was there as a UMS president, and Bernard Maillet, UMS treasurer, as well with the former president of CPME, Jacques Dehaller, and it was as well the elections of CPME, the nowadays president of CPME, Ulrich Frank Montgomery. With Roman Krajewski, I had two separate discussions, informal discussions. The first about the Romanian presidency and the relationships we want to develop with the UMS. Dr. Krajewski was particularly interested in the subject of European recognition of the specialty, our specialty, of course, the training period, and the training requirements developed by UMO together with WONCA. He argued that family medicine is a specialty and that the UMS looks with sympathy at our efforts, being willing to take any action to support us without insisting on a possible UMO adherence to UMS, implicitly acknowledging that the only European organization representing family physicians is UMO, and therefore there is no question of setting up a GP section without the UMO agreement. The second informal discussion took place with, of course, Roman Krajewski, took place after the one with Bernard Maillet and after the presentation of the UMO report in plenary, the subject being the CME accreditation system. If we choose this path, we will be able to negotiate with EACCME, at least in terms of the sections, including the free use of the electronic platform with the benefits of the fees, 1/3 for and 1/3 for UMO reviewers. They will not press for anything, of course, waiting for a UMO decision of CPME. Establishment of EAB, CME, or EAB, CPD, pending UMO administrative work. Bernard had a similar presentation to CPME of UMO activity. As all we know, a wave of reactions from our delegates at the beginning of 2019. I recall you the fact that 17 years ago, the UMO statement advocated for a period of 5 years of training and for assessment upon a system of competencies. I think this was the source of misunderstanding as well for the CPME administrative personnel who mentioned that in the minutes of CPME, despite the fact that I underlined in the CPME meeting, General Assembly, that the minimum period of training must be chosen wisely, as the DG Mart agreed that this should be 3 years, and in the ETRs is mentioned this period as well in the Directive 36. Minutes was also at my request in order to be in accordance with my presentation. I will resume on the subject of minimum training period on my report regarding the ongoing project of specialty recognition for tomorrow meeting. Considering the priorities of the Romanian presidency of the Council of the European Union in the field of health, which is the vaccination, access to medicines, e-health, HTA, the UMO presidency considered it an opportunity to Romania and also for UMO to use UMO in organizational resources in common areas of interest. UNETA 3, JASON, EU JAMRAI, vaccination. In this regard, the Presidency has sent a letter to Romania's permanent representation to the European Union, through which our Presidency of the UMO declared itself open to the promotion of the priorities of the Presidency of the Council. As a first step, we have offered to promote through UMO member organization within our social media system the health initiative of the Romanian Presidency of the Council. Unfortunately, we have not received any answers, even if they have already passed 2 of the 6 months of the mandate at that time. We will continue on our activities as before, using the channels of communication rather with the officials of the European organisms, and not with the politicians, despite the fact that it remains only 1 month of Romania's mandate. I attended on 15th of February at the study of implementation of the Professional Qualification Directive, lesson learned, with focus on health profession, study for the European Parliament, concerning case studies in Germany, Italy, the Netherlands, and Romania. The questions such as which are the main strengths and weak points of the procedures for the recognition of qualification in the health sectors, or what role do barriers and in the recognition procedures play in regard to mobility of health professionals, or how important is recognition compared to other barriers, for example, language, a number of open positions, social and economic contexts, and so on. I have responded, referring to family medicine, that the main obstacle in recognition is maintaining discrimination against other specialties in the Directive 36, with all the arguments already known by you as well. On 27th February, we had a board meeting through Skype, which minutes are on document section, or will be on our website. On 22 and 23 March, we held the board meeting at Bucharest. The minutes will be also on the website. Future board session could be held in countries where organizations can invite us for joint meetings, so that better contact with UMO members can be achieved. Some of the board meeting will be held in the Square's headquarters, with guests from European Commission directorates, as will be in September 2019 meeting. The issue of Germany situation. As a result of the General Assembly in Rome, the board on December in Brussels, we this at the time answered the invitation to the Deutscher Hausverwaltung, sorry for my German, it's awful, through the new presidency of CPME, respectively Bundesarztkammer, led by Frank Ulrich Montgomery, but without results. The reason is there are different organizations, member of CPME, member of UMS, and member of UMO. Germany will remain, after the date so far, in UMO as an observer member, and will not organize the GA in autumn 2019, as we received the message that they are not able to hold a meeting. Consequently, we contacted the Serbian delegation that had offered initially to hold the General Assembly in the spring of 2020, asking if they would accept the October time, 2019, what they already did it, and I thank you very much, Branka, for your effort. Thank you. Okay. As is apparent from the letter we received on 27th of March, the German Family Physician Association refused to pay any further fee, which is correct. As we know, they declined the obligation for 2019. Also was requested the written confirmation of that we already did it. This letter from German delegation was the consequence of our request to pay the second rate of the remaining contribution for 2018. I have here some provisions of this topic from our official statute. If a national organization of general practitioners, family physicians in Europe so requests, the General Assembly may grant to it an observer status subject to the same general conditions set forth previously, even it is otherwise qualified for full membership. This is the situation of Germany. Representatives for observer organization at meetings of the UMO will have the right to speak, but not to vote. Observer organizations will share in the expenses of the UMO as determined by the General Assembly on the recommendation of the Treasurer. The UMO membership is dependent on the payment of membership fees from full members and observers as laid down in the internal rules of order. Our response from this letter of German Association was that we will respect any decision they may take regarding the future status of the German Association inside the UMO, bearing in mind the resolution of the General Assembly in Rome asking to reconsider the decision to leave the organization, as we recall. We appreciate, of course, very much that the German option not to be an active member of UMO anymore follows the procedures of UMO status regarding the payment of the last installment of 2018 membership fee. And we are also convinced that if Germany will confirm the option to remain an observer member of UMO, that option will respect the statutory provisions to contribute with the symbolic amount equal with of the other observing member of 437 euros. And of course, I confirm in writing that we have taken knowledge of the Germany decision not to pay any future active membership fee, and we also hope that the German Association will confirm officially the decision to become an observer member in accordance, of course, with the statutory provisions. Until now, we have not received any answer, but I'm convinced that we will resolve in the next few weeks all the issues regarding the status of the German Family Physicians Association inside UMO. Between 12 and 13 April 2019, I attended the board and the UMS Council in Brussels regarding the CME, continuing medical education, of course. There is no intention on behalf of UMS to accredit events addressed to other medical professions, and other professions should not be accepted in the medical profession. The line between professions must be drawn. Most European countries, almost two-thirds, have a mandatory CME system. Only the Nordic countries do not have it. The explanation given for lack of obligation, in my vision, personal vision, of course, is precarious. They affirm that there will not be enough time to money to participate in this program, most doctors being employed. This explanation was given by the former president of UMS, Hanu Halila. However, the UMS is in the favor of the voluntary system, although its position is mitigated in that it would not want choking the CME program through bureaucracy, but UMS wants every doctor to be convinced of the need of CPME. I think this point is important for us as well. The pressure on governments and doctors to give space for CME in the sense of creating time allocation rules, financial resources, and CME system organization could be helpful. Mobility of professionals may be affected by national differences in CME CPD. The European Commission is probably expecting a natural harmonization of national CME system. EAC CME has almost 20 years of existence. In 2018, there were more than 2,000 crediting requests received. Publishers can now already apply for accrediting to article reviewers. Spain and Portugal are integrated into EAC CME. The Netherlands is in the process of assimilating the EAC CME process in the sense that their national accreditation system are integrated into EAC CME. I hope this is correct from the Netherlands. CEA4MEC is the CME Events Accreditation Institution in Spain, having 1,854 events in 2017, addressed to almost 40,000 doctors. For small events, the accreditation costs through EACCME were too high for the CEA4MEC, so an agreement with EACCME was signed to use the Spanish language in the accreditation application with lower fees, using only UMS reviewers. ETRs are a benchmark for national curricula. They should be revised periodically, probably at 2 or 3 years. The CESMA evaluation, the UMS Council for European Specialist Medical Assessments, are recommended, not mandatory, as a quality trademark of the exam. Now there are 30 European examinations accepted by 16 countries, EU and from outside EU. An ETR is not being voted in the UMS on according to the existence of specialty or competence in that country, but whether it respects the overall ETR framework. In case the European Commission will consider introducing the new specialty, the ETR will be useful. This is the main reason that we developed the ETR together with EURACT, organization inside WONCA, and it's an important step forward for us for the path of recognition of our specialty. Regarding the United Kingdom revalidation appraisal system led by CQC, the system has already been established there for a long time, but there is no evidence that it has improved medical activity or its quality. It is also a burdensome financial task and so on. It's a negative lesson of how not to do it beside Brexit. For example, after 25 years of activity, it is not natural to have to take part in fire extinguishing courses or how to address the patient, extremely time-consuming activities and financial resources. Has become a purely bureaucratic exercise. There are threats for requalification or those recalcitrant doctors. The European training requirements, European examination, accreditation of educational events are in public opinion expressed by UMS the main tools for increasing the quality of the medical at the CQC in United Kingdom. Accreditation provide. Every 7 years, there is a revision of the Professional Qualifications Directive, and so in 2022 will take place the next one. In 2013 was the Directive 55. Regarding the e-health, the UMS position paper will be proposed for adoption at the Autumn Council. The potential dangers related, burnout, related of course to the use of digital recordings. In the future, IT curricula are required for all physicians. It is necessary as a consequence to define IT knowledge and skills needed. Digitizing patients' data, it's only a small part of the future of e-health. I give the UMS Health Working Group, led by Alexandra Birsdorf, the UMO position paper as an opening of the direct collaboration path, this being publicly expressed by both the UMS president and myself. Roman Kraevsky said that UMO has a better experience than UMS in this area. In addition, my presentation of the UMO activities in the UMS Council plenary, especially in the field of European recognition, created a good impression, UMS encouraging this action openly, and there were more delegates who came to me in the break to expose their particular situation of the family medicine in their countries, for example in Croatia, or asking whether their country is represented represented in UMO. And I came back of this immediately. Another field of possible direct collaboration between UMO and UMS, in addition to CME and eHealth, is the ETR for wound healing or ETR for manual medicine, two competencies, virtually accessible to all clinical specialties. We must, however, keep in mind that we do not want to create new administrative barriers to the skills acquired in basic training in specialties, so that we strike a balance between those in the basic specialty and those that can be acquired. It is time to use all the resources for European cooperation and to bring together the interests of UMS and UMO. In the fall of 2019 will take place elections for the new UMS executive. And as I said earlier, in 14 May, we received, on behalf of the Greek Association of General Practitioners, represented by Dr. Nektarios Nikolopoulos, the intention of becoming member with the UMO, which is a great news for us, of course. I remind you that Greece was member of UMO until 2004 through the Greek Union of General Practitioners, ENOSI, and left UMO due to financial problems. We sent the presentation of our organization and the procedures for admission, and we asked from Greece to send us a brief presentation of their organization. But due to short term for Cuj May, it was impossible for them to attend now, but we can assume that a formal decision is possible on behalf of General Assembly of UMO in Belgrade on 17 and 18 October 2019, of course in the presence of Greek delegation. As we know so far from the UMO documents in 2004, the Greek GPs were limited in number, about 1,300 people represented by the Greek, as I said, the Greek Union of General Practitioners, and NOSI, that is the professional corporation, and by the Greek Association of General Practitioners, ELEGEA, that acts more as a scientific society. Participation to both of these organizations is optional, and member contributions are voluntary. The Greek GPs are also compulsory members of the Greek Medical Association, PIS, that is the national organization for all the Greek doctors, regardless their specialty. Due to small number of membership, with even smaller active participation and voluntary contribution, ENOSI's financial situation was far from being satisfactory, and the scientific society ELEGEA was covering the expenses, but after the establishment of the new K in 2002 for UMO's membership, ELEGEA stopped the payment. They tried to get help for the National Medical Organization, the PIS, but without result. As consequent, they left UMO. This time, as I said, the applicant is ELEGEA, which means that the delineation between scientific and professional topics is not so precise in our days. We are waiting from their official documents to know more about them, and so the General Assembly being able to decide about acceptance or not. I hope there are more than 1,300. As I know, in Greece there are tens of thousands of GPs. Our intention is to continue bringing new members, or to bring back former members, all the more since Poland, Denmark, Bulgaria were members of UMO until 15 or 10 years ago, and of course for keeping the actual members. Bulgaria and Denmark are even the signatories of UMO status in 2009. Financial issues discussed in board meetings, UMO board meetings through Skype and at Bucharest in March. Until the middle of February, we didn't have access to the UMO account due to bureaucracy of the bank in Brussels, and we made payments out of the Romanian College of Physicians money. Practically, UMO was currently supported exclusively at the beginning of the year by Romanian College funds. And we made payments with delay due to this situation. After the middle of February, we recovered and we evolved to the to the due payments of the organization. Of course, we received. You will see in the presentation of interim report regarding the financial status. We received a lot of invoices from 2017, 2019, but we paid, and we discussed this a little bit later. Okay. On December 18, we were present at the accounting firm, and we said that a decision regarding the new contract with the accountancy firm, it's a decision which can be taken only after the board meeting in February. The situation of asking more money for the accountancy seems us not to be correct, but for the reason of necessity, we accepted this contract, and this year we'll search perhaps another opportunities for other accounting firm for 2020. Nonetheless, in order to finalize the balance sheet for 2017, they claim that they need some more info in order to close the balance of 2018. The accountancy firm has asked for some missing statements in 2018 to close the balance for 2017, as well the bank statements for 2018 for the same bank account, of course. We sent all the documents in our disposal, but it seemed that there are some difficulties for some of the invoices which need further clarification. We will do it in the next few weeks. In Belgium, the publishing for the past year accounting situation is made in May or June, and we need to have the account approved by the General Assembly in order to be published. This is a problem that we hope will solve somehow with the accountancy firm. And of course, for presenting on the Google discussions in attention of all delegates. For UMO, there is not VAT declaration, as you know, so there is no quarterly declaration. There is only a statement that has to be published and sent to the national authorities, Belgian national authorities. So after all, they are not late with the balance. It seems they are not, the accountancy firm is not late with the balance. They just didn't want to start working before they will know for sure if the contract is approved, which it was. Even if they had a contract for 2018, but there are only bureaucratic administrative barriers. Finally, we are not able to present to General Assembly the balance for 2018, but we hope that, as I said, in a few weeks, we'll have the final document to be sent via email to all delegation. Of course, letters were made for the payment of the first installment of the 2019 contribution fee to all member countries, and until we receiving of those, operational costs will be covered by the Romanian College funds, and those for contracts with third parties from the UMO Reserve Fund. Other topics. Okay, this was other topics. During the General Assembly proceedings, I will have suggestions of the new contribution scheme, the recognition of the specialty, and open our results from General Assembly in Rome. Thank you for your patience. It was a long presentation, of course, but there were a lot of activities during this time. Thank you very much.